Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our presentation on Nimble today. I'll just start with an initial question to everybody here, and that is by show of hands. That's very bright. Show of hands. Who here has used an authoring tool before? Okay. Are you happy with the authoring tool? I guess maybe not. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. We know you're not over there. And of those tools, what sort of tools have you been using? If I could ask, do you use Captivate, Articulate? Some of the main ones here. I can see some nodding here. And there's obviously some very interesting tools coming out on the market. Ours is hopefully one of those, and we're going to tell you a little bit about that today. We're supported here by Gail Charlton from Pitman. We're really pleased that she's been able to join us on the stand as well. And I've got my marketing director, Alex Hathway, as well, who's going to contribute during this short presentation. So I guess the first question is, why have we developed another authoring tool? And there's quite a few out there at the moment. Well, the idea behind Nimble really is this next page here is really to make e-learning easy. And there's a lot of tools out there that produce very good results, but what we wanted to do is really take the pain out of e-learning. We've produced a framework for you to be able to hang your great instructional design off it. We allow you to really do all the things you might want, brand it up and things in the way you want, and deliver your training in your way. So really, this is what we're going to keep coming back to. It's really about making the whole process as easy and fast as possible. And we do that by ticking a few other boxes as well. If we could go to the next page, and Alex will tell you about this.
So my job in marketing is really good. I enjoy it because I can meet our potential customers and our existing customers. And when you've got a product like Nimble, then it's generally pretty positive. We've had feedback such as this. My favourite, it's so easy, even I can use it, and I'm old and bold. You actually said I'm old, fat and bold, but I took that bit out. My previous experiences with Sky and Betfair, I've only been with the company for a year, generally following products that are really consumer champions. And I think with Nimble Author, that's something that we've really found. One of the things I just wanted to check off when we have these conversations is there's normally a kind of a prerequisite tick box that people want to know before they can really kind of just focus on what we're saying. So I wanted to kind of just go through that and get those out of the way so that you can kind of go, okay, I've got the hygiene factors all sorted. So it is HTML5, which means it can be viewed on the iPad, on your smartphone, obviously your desktop and your laptops as well. But as long as people have access to the internet, then you have access to these courses. It supports old and new browsers. We go back as far as IE7, which is quite useful for some more established companies or groups like the NHS and things. So, it goes back to those, and not everybody does. It's collaborative, so it's based on the cloud. You and I can be working on the same course together in different locations. We can be talking to each other through our post-its, which we'll show you. But it means that it's much more flexible. It also means that it's accessible all around, but from different locations for your users, which is pretty important with our diverse working arrangements now. It's SCORM 1.2 in 2004, so generally most LMSs are SCORM compliant. So with this authoring tool, you can create your courses, and without any bother, you can publish it onto any LMS you like. We also do have an optional LMS if you like, but it's not imperative. And we've got Tin Can coming up, so it's not quite so much demand for that, but basically it's future-proof. It will be growing, and we'll be evolving it and developing as we go. So, I think without further ado, Neil, we're going to basically show you what we have and give you a quick demonstration. Hopefully show you how easy it is. That is the idea. And keep thinking about any questions, because we'll have time at the end for those.
So, really, this product came about really through an idea of mine. I've been in e-learning, or it was before e-learning, I guess, CD-ROM and Laserdisc and all that sort of stuff for 20 years. And in the bespoke sort of arena, developing bespoke courses for Jaguar, Land Rover, and all sorts of companies. And first and foremost, I wanted to develop a system that just made my life really easy, from the concept of a course all the way through to delivery. So it's really trying to take the pain out all the way through, making it easy to collaborate with the right people, so your instructional designers can work straight into the system, but so can your subject matter experts in the first place. If you want, you can have your graphic artists actually put your illustrations in there, or you can do it all yourself. So really that's where it came about. But the idea as well is that along with that, we can empower our audiences to do the same, whether that's updating courses that we or another professional company might produce in Nimble, or yourselves. So often you're releasing courses, and the traditional model is you have to rely on third party to even change a word here or there. Well, this really makes it very straightforward for the right person under the right permissions to go in and produce courses and publish it rapidly. So it's about time saving throughout the process. So here we go. We're going to launch straight into the demo now. We'll keep this as brief as possible because I'd like to give Gail as much a chance to talk as possible. There you go, Gail. You launch straight into it. It's designed around sort of iPad size. It works on most devices. And we build the structure. So it's great for rapid prototyping and getting people to check whether you're on track all the way through the project. So we're building topics up here. You can build sections as well, but most people just build topics. And you can then go into each of these topics and you can add pages to them. So here we go, and we give you a range of the most commonly used templates and things, drag and drop, multiple choice, text and image, text input, all these sort of things. So you add your content that way, and these are flexible templates, which really means you can go in, once you've got a starting point, you go in and change any aspect to that, and we'll show you in a minute how that works. So we're just going to do a couple of pages. Now, if you're not happy with the positioning of them, you can move them around really easily. You can drag it around, drag them into other areas. Again, this is great for prototyping of your courses. Well demonstrated, Alex. And you've also got the duplicate here, so you can create templates really quickly of pages that you're going to use, and then just really get that out really quick. It's just about saving you lots and lots of time. Other interesting things here is we've got an assessment. It takes regular SCORM information across to your learning management system, or ours if you wanted it. And it's randomized if you want. You can also, if you want, link those to learning objectives, learning outcomes, to ensure that you have the right mix of questions asked for the right areas. And works in the same way. You build them up that way. We've also one of the most recent features we've done is add a survey, and we're really proud of this one. It allows you to ask questions about how effective they think your e-learning is. That's a bit risky sometimes, but in our system we're pleased to include that. Or you could use it to ask essay questions for them to fill in information, and that's all sent to the learning management system. Here's the fun stuff. We can theme it to your exact requirements here, so you can have your use our color schemes, or you can put your own web safe colors in there as well, so you can brand it up nicely. And you can add your own logo, and all the time we do our best to compress it and shrink it and resize it so that you get the best quality within there. We're trying to take the pain out all the way through. Same with backgrounds. You put a background in, we'll compress it, we'll shrink it, we'll do all that hard work. Or you can design it exactly how you want it in there. So we're just going to put in an example here. So very quickly, it looks like your course. And the idea with the system is really for us to hide behind the scenes. You can use it in the way you want it, and Nimble blends into the, people wouldn't even be aware that we're the architects behind the software. So useful things to add here. You can add links to useful resources, glossary of terms, and information about you or your product or your company that pops up as well on the main menu. Done. That's your structure done. It's that quick. Again, you can go in any time you want and change that. We also, when people do go in there, it stores who's done what to it, so you can roll back and things, but also you can make sure that if someone does go in and mess your course up, you can finger point and know exactly who's done it. So there's your structure, and then we move on to editing the course. You go into each page at a time, click on the edit again. Now the beauty of this is this is exactly what your student will see. There's no surprises, no publishing off and checking and stuff. It just works. It works on iPad like this, it works on PCs like this, and it just, again, is to streamline that process. So here we go, copy paste your content in there. There's some useful features in there. I suggest log on and have an explore and see if it does all the things you want. You can have pop-ups and hyperlinks and all sorts of stuff. And this is our image library, royalty-free image library. You can use those if you want, not to everybody's taste. We're going to keep adding to these and putting photographs and things in there. But to be honest, most of our customers have their own brand guidelines and they'll upload their own images in there, whatever style that is. So you pop your image in there. You can move them, resize them, add a background. This is what Alex is doing now. So again, it really brings some richness to the page. And there we go, that's the first page done. We'll move on to the next page and have a play on this for a moment. Multiple choice exercise. Here we go. You select your answers. We've all seen these before. It tells you whether you're right or wrong and gives you a feedback. And again, edit mode, and we can edit the question very quickly. This is about as complicated as it gets. It's a bit of a form. There's no real way around that. But type in your text, add as many options as you want. You can have it multiple answers if you want as well, or a single answer. Attempts, I suggest you avoid the attempts because it just overcomplicates things and people don't like to be held up through their course. And then you add your information there, and that's it really. You can save that, but you can also there it is in action. And we'll delete that now. We'll put one more element of content in there, just because it gives you a feel, I think, as really how it works. So maybe you press on the plus button, and here's our content type. So different types of text here. Background images, pop-up text, video, different interaction types as well. We're always adding to those as well, but when we do, we only do it when we are absolutely sure we've done it in an intuitive way. Now, here's a video. It takes Vimeo and YouTube, or you can upload your video into the system. We'll use one that we've made earlier just for speed. Maximize it to there we go. And that will pop up full screen as well if you play it if you want. You've got all sorts of controls on there as well. You know what? That's pretty much it. It will do what most people need in an e-learning course, and it'll do it really, really fast. You can add tutor audio at the bottom. One last thing we'll say is this collaborative feature at the end, and it's a really straightforward feature, but it works wonderfully. You can leave messages for yourself, other authors that your students don't see. So you can make sure if something needs change, a bit of legislation's coming up that you know is going to need to change, pop a note in there. If you need to communicate with each other, pop a note in there. When you export your course out, say as a Word document, so you can get feedback and things, those will pop up as well, so people can see exactly what they need to do and review. So it's a very simple feature, but it works really well. You know what? That's it. It's that quick. It's really easy. There's a lot of features in there. We're not going to go over all of them today, but the really key thing here, and one of the reasons why we're doing very well with this product, is we give you immediate and open access to play with it. You don't get hounded by salespeople. We just let you make up your mind. It might be right for you, it might not be. But what you can do is within minutes, you can be building courses and just making sure it's right for you. If something isn't in there that you're looking for, it doesn't matter. Give us a call, because the chances are it's there, it's lurking. But this is really the out-of-the-box streamlined version that should do most of what you need. And that's it. Over to Alex.
Thank you, Neil. So I mentioned before that you can export that in SCORM 1.2, put it onto any LMS. A number of our customers do that, so they're just using it for very quick, rapid authoring. They can use it alongside Articulate, they can use it alongside their existing authoring tools. This is for something where, I was speaking earlier to someone about, if Ebola had just come out 3 weeks ago, you wanted to get the information out to brief your company very quickly, then you could do that. You can see that how quickly you can create your information, put it in and get it out there, because it's functional, it's fit for purpose. You can track how many people have opened it and just follow it that way. Or you could use it alongside. You can take more time and create really good looking courses as well, which we'll show you in a second. But we wanted to mention that if you don't have an LMS, then there is an integrated LMS that can go with this. It's totally optional, but it does fit like a glove with Nimble Author. It's ready to go. It's very simple, just as Nimble Author is to configure and brand as your own. There's certification, so you can create your own branded certificates to go in for your students. And also there's an e-commerce facility for those that are looking to sell your courses and do it commercially. So there are those options. We won't go into those today. We have the stand just a stone's throw from here if you want to have a look a bit more. One thing as well that we wanted to mention is the diverse range of customers that we have, which Neil will speak about a bit more, but you can see here that we have a wide variety of this as an example of some of our customers. But Neil, maybe you want to say more?
Yeah, we built a tool that really works for a number of users. I guess they fall into three main parts. One is the corporates that want to develop their own training in-house rapidly and deliver them to their team. So a prime example is Laura Ashley. They do use our LMS. Other ones like Avon do the same sort of thing, but they've got their own learning management system, and it integrates really nicely with that. So that's the one group. The other ones are maybe professional authoring companies that want to develop these courses professionally and sell them to their audiences. And then you've got the smaller companies, sort of one-man bands or smaller companies that have a great idea for a product, for training, and want to be able to get those out using e-commerce to a wider audience. And that's really that. And here's one such sort of example here. It's an Australian company, the biggest financial software company in Australia with millions of users, and they have really produced very attractive courses with no involvement from us that they use to deliver to their all their customers that are a million strong. And that's it. Now the next stage, next part of this talk really is me handing over to Gail Charlton, who's one of our lovely customers from Pitman Training, who has been working with us for a little while, and she's going to tell you a little bit about, I guess, why she chose us and what she's doing with the tool. So over to Gail.
Okay, thanks Neil, thanks very much. Thanks everybody, nice to see you. Just before I talk about how I use the tool, I thought it'd be useful to give you a little bit of background about Pitman Training as a company, and then how it fits quite well with Nimble Author. A lot of people here probably recognise the name Pitman and associate it with shorthand and typing, and there is we've got a very proud heritage of that. These days we are much wider in our remit. We have a much wider portfolio. We're one of the UK's leading independent training providers, and we've been around since 1837. Not me personally, but the company has been around since 1837. We have almost 100 training centres worldwide, and about 35,000 of our courses are completed annually. Our main training areas are business management, administration and IT, and that is expanding all the time, that portfolio. So we are already well established, we're already very well known, and then we wanted to look further into how we could improve our e-learning offering. And this is where, this is where I came into it. It was about a year and a half ago, I was doing a research, what would be the best tool for us to use at Pitman Training, looking at our resources and looking what our needs were. Okay, thanks. Now, these are the reasons that I decided this would be the system for us. First of all, and probably most importantly in a learning context, it's very, very enjoyable to use. It's not only enjoyable if you're a student, it's also very enjoyable to use if you're a developer. And there's quite a specific reason for that from my perspective. I am a developer, I am a designer for educational purposes. I'm not a techie. And what I really wanted was something that I could get hold of and build the type of courses that I had in my head, but you know, the technology was just a bit running away from me too much. This is where Nimble Author came in and actually managed to make me think I could produce good things with technology. And that has what has happened. And our student feedback is it's very easy to use and very enjoyable. And I'm convinced part of that reason is because I enjoy developing using this particular tool. So I think if the developer's happy, the student will be happy. It's also got a wide range of tools as standard. Now that's really, really good. When Neil was going through that earlier, and he was showing the different types of tools that you could use and the different types of functionality that it's got, there's all sorts of things there that you can do all sorts of things with. And that's a great starting point. But there's also the potential for bespoke development. Looking at what other people have done, other people's ideas, can inform your instructional design yourself. You can talk to these guys and say, this is what I'm looking for, what can you do? And they're the experts, and they can tell you how to do it. And that's brilliant from the perspective of somebody like us. Now, we can control our own learning material. This is absolutely key to what we do at Pitman Training. Being dependent on others for making changes, for making updates, time lags for when those changes will take place, can be really, really challenging, particularly when you've got a network of thousands of students who are doing a course and something needs to be changed, and it needs to be changed quickly. We can control that very, very quickly and say, right, this needs to be changed, set the wheels in motion, and immediately the entire network is updated. And that is really, really crucial when, as I say, we are selling the courses to such a wide range, such a huge number of people. And that kind of ties in with the next point as well. Releasing and amending our own courses is quick and easy. We haven't got to jump through loads and loads of hoops in order to get something published, in order to get something tweaked, in order for this to be done, for that to be done. We do it, we test it, it's ready. You know, the simplicity is just incredible. And we do have a really, really good partnership with these guys. In fact, I have to say, in my line of work, I deal with a lot of external companies, a lot of people who maintain software for us, provide platforms for us on different things. And I actually think that you guys would give a masterclass in customer support and customer service. They're available on the phone, they're available by email, they instantly answer your questions. Nothing is ever a problem, and it's an absolute breath of fresh air to be able to work with people like this, because it means that the quality of your own product is maintained, and there's no issue. You don't have to go back to customers and say, oh, I'm just speaking to the developers, I'll let you know when they get back to us, which is a very, very frequent thing that we have to say with some of our other suppliers. Not so with Nimble Author. It's done. They treat it with urgency, and we're really, really happy to be in partnership with them. So I'm guessing what I say is, as a company, Pitman, we are very well established. We do sell an awful lot of courses. We needed somebody that was reliable, quite inventive, and also something that I could do without learning how to use lots and lots of different complicated technology. And this was kind of it for us. And so far, so good. And we're hoping that the partnership will continue for a long time. Okay, thank you. Do you want me? Yeah, they've the guys have picked a few slides from some of the courses that I've done, just to give you an example of what one of their independent customers has done. I don't know, do you want to get...
Had a few of the slides there. Gail's produced some wonderful courses here, and really this is just to give you an idea of what she's been up to there and her approach. And this is with no interference from us, and with no e-learning background beforehand, really.
Not specific e-learning, no. No.
So we just were very impressed with the sort of results that she was getting there, and and you can keep honing it, you can keep improving things, and the beauty of e-learning, of course, is you can keep going back and correcting things nice and quickly if you find better ways of doing things. So really, that's it. Thank you very much, Gail.
No problem at all. No problem.
Thanks so much for joining us today.
Pleasure.
And we look forward to continue working with you. That really is the end of our session here, and we're really proud of our product. We think it's an exciting product, and we hope that you guys will have a play and see whether it fits. It's not going to be right for everybody, as I said, but you can make up your own mind. You can log online with no problem at all and just have a play. If you've got any questions, please come and either see us at the stand or give us a call. And really now it's about opening it out so you guys see if you've got any questions for us. I'm sure there's one or two. So please fire away if you've got any. Yes.
Hi, I'm just wondering if you can play your content offline.
You can, yes. We have it's not a sort of standard feature we have on there, but it's very easy for us to give you that. So along with exporting a SCORM file, alongside that we can set it up so within a single click you can have an offline version as well that you can play. And in actual fact, Avon use that quite a lot.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.